What's good, Shellitronnn here. You can call me Shells, and I'm back out again with a brand new video, and I'm gonna keep it a Bowberry biscuit. I know the Panthers have been making non-stop moves this offseason. Our team has gotten so much better compared to where it was last season. I guess mostly because C-Mac is supposed to be healthy this season, but still, we have a lot more players that are stronger and better and more experienced on the defense side of the ball, and we have a quarterback now who is not named and was never named, has never been called or referred to as Teddy Bridgewater. And as long as that's the case, hell, I'm cool with it. But since we did spend 3 picks to trade for Sam Darnold, including a 6th this year and a 2nd and a 4th next season, then the plan has to be, if we're going to try to make this lottery ticket of a pickup work in his first season of having him here, you have to go all in on making sure that Sam Darnold has the best season he's ever had. Now, I know the bar ain't set too high for that, right? The bar is not set too high for that. But you need to surround him with pieces and protection that mitigates the kind of mistakes that a Sam Darnold is prone to make on the NFL field. Now, we know some of those are due to the Jets organization, Jets coaching staff. I never really tried to evaluate a player based off of how they play in a horrible, toxic environment like the Jets, right? But the point still stands that even if the acquisition of Sam Darnold was a coin flip kind of lottery ticket kind of pickup here, then you have to give yourself the best chance to be able to cash in on that lottery ticket. And the way you do that is by giving protection and giving him more pieces around him so he can succeed. We have the receivers, right? And we have one running back. But now that Mike Davis is gone, a good running back who filled in very nicely while C-Mac was injured, we now have 0, count them, 0 running backs on the roster right now.
It was then I realized that boy Shells has lost his mind. He said there was no running backs on the roster. What he meant was there's no backup running backs. An honest mistake. But this is Carolina, and them fans, they never forgave him.
Then I saw this tweet right here from Adam Schefter saying, Bengals announced they released running back Giovani Bernard, and I said, ooh-wee, I have to have him. Now, for those of y'all who don't know who Giovani Bernard is, he was the 2nd round pick of the Bengals back in 2013, so he is a veteran in the league. And around this time of running backs' careers, they start slowing down, but Giovani Bernard hasn't really slowed down too much. Now, last year he did split almost 50-50 right down the middle, the production with Joe Mixon, but even though he did all that, his numbers weren't all that horrible for a 1A, 1B kind of running back. Just last year, he had 124 rushes for 416 yards. Yes, that's 3.4 yards a carry. That's not all that great, but he did also have production in the pass catching game. 47 receptions for about 355 yards and 3 more touchdowns on top of that. Look, the Bengals weren't all that great once Joe Burrow went down. That could probably be part of the issue there, along with a few other things going on with the Bengals. But Giovani Bernard would be a great asset here for the Panthers. One, he's proven he's been a very good running back in the past. Wouldn't call him ever elite, wouldn't call him great, but I say he's been very good, even above average as far as running backs do go in terms of his individual skill. And then you think you have C-Mac number 1, and then your second option is Giovani Bernard. And this is a guy, like I just mentioned, who isn't coming off of being an elite running back who fell off and got pushed out the back door by his franchise. He was already splitting time with Joe Mixon. Now, if he was cool with splitting time with Joe Mixon, he would definitely be okay with splitting time with a much more superior back in C-Mac. And think about this. You can have C-Mac on the field, 2 running back sets in the backfield. You can have C-Mac in the slot and still have Giovani Bernard on the field. You can run plays like that. Jet sweeps with C-Mac in the slot. You can have tap passes with C-Mac in the slot. Fakes like that. There's so many different things you can do with option kind of plays. So many different kind of, play action to one player, quick toss to the other one. Both of these guys can catch out the backfield. There is no limit to the kind of things we can do with Giovani Bernard paired up with Christian McCaffrey. And that's just one more weapon to help out this man, Sam Darnold, because look, I'm going to be real with you. Sam Darnold is going to need help. He is not a player who can transcend the system. Not a player who can transcend the lack of weapons. not a player who can transcend a lack of protection. So he will need help. And if you spend 3 picks to trade for Sam Darnold, then you may as well go ahead and find him the help he needs so he can succeed. No one's saying Sam Darnold is a garbage trash quarterback who has no business in the National Football League. Most people believe that Sam Darnold needs to be in the right place. Some doubt that place is Carolina to get the most out of him. But with guys like DJ, Robbie, C-Mac, you got Dan Arnold now, David Moore, other guys behind them, and even with Giovani Bernard, Sam Darnold could look a lot better, and we can have our defense with a lot less pressure on them to have to always be the saving grace without Teddy, messing up everything at the end of the game. We have a much better defense, a much more experienced defense. All that tells me that this team would be extremely benefited from the presence of Giovani Bernard on the roster, spelling for C-Mac, being on the field with C-Mac, and Sam Darnold right there helping us out so much more. And y'all remember how we looked in the red zone? Honestly, for the past few years, we could look so much stronger. And we don't have to go in the draft for a 5th or 6th round running back this year. We do need a running back. I doubt he'd be expensive. We can save some of our draft capital in the day 3 kind of area and not have to go for a guy around then. Giovani Bernard would be a perfect fit for the Panthers, and it would help Sam Darnold out so much that the benefit of that alone should be a reason why we should be on this man's phone, blowing him up, blowing up his agent, blowing up everyone who's ever met Giovani Bernard and has his number. We should be calling this man non-stop. Added bonus, what if C-Mac gets hurt again? We have an actual, factual, real deal running back who can come in for a few games and be a number 1 running back and play very well for us. I think Giovani Bernard would be a great pickup for the Panthers. We could actually be a playoff team this year. This could be a playoff team this year. I do not doubt that for a second. I think Giovani Bernard all but guarantees that if we don't get any bad injuries this year. That's how I feel about it though, man. What are y'all's thoughts? Thoughts on Giovani Bernard? Should we get him? Should we not? Would he be expensive, do you think? Would he mesh well and help Sam Darnold and Christian McCaffrey? Y'all let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know what to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.